So this video is essentially going to go over swapping out this piece on a completed rig. So a customer got his rig, and at some point in shipping a piece broke on it, sadly. So I was a little bummed about that. I shipped a new piece to him, and it was this piece right here. It broke off. I've since redesigned that. So I've swapped it to where these little nubs are on this piece, and then the holes are in this piece instead of how it is. And that should make it a little stronger. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video going over how to remove everything to where you can set it right back up so it runs the way as if it was still the same as when I shipped it. So yeah, this is a completely working rig. This is actually when I had to get shipped off this week to the UK. So, but yeah, I can go over everything. So a completed rig is essentially the neck housing, the rig, and the voice box. Comes with a battery pack, and I've gone through different battery packs to find a battery pack that works, because some of these, they have different terminals that are smaller, so they don't get as good contact from the battery. So this is the best one I've found. And then this one I've actually made it so the wiring on the battery pack for the voice box is a little longer, and then this takes CR2032 batteries, and it's got its own on-off switch. And the reason I made that slightly longer, so if you wanted to mount this on the outside under the wig, you could do that. Because I know the guy that purchased my Good Guy was questioning that, because he didn't want to have to open the head every time, because the switch for the main rig, you cut a hole into the neck and mount it there. So yeah, but yeah, we'll go through everything on that. So yeah, we'll just start tearing this apart the correct way to mainly replace this piece for a different one. But yeah, the new rig, I've got it. So now those are on this piece, and then the holes are in this piece. But yeah, and that should make it to where I shouldn't have any rigs having any issues in the future, hopefully. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad of a video. Just going over swapping things. So yeah, we'll get to that. So let me power this off and start doing this. So we can unplug everything that I don't need. Plug this, this, this. And we're going to turn that off. Okay, and I can leave all that connected. Okay, so yeah, we are going to work on this piece right here. Just trying to make sure that is in focus. Okay, so first thing first, this piece you don't even have to worry about, because literally, all you have to do, loosen that screw. That's a little blurry. Loosen that screw on that, and then just push down, slide that out, pressure up, and that piece is out. Okay. And then you don't want to mess with how these servo horns are. So, but you just want to remember where that lid's at. I usually keep it just at the top of the iris. So for that section, literally just, again, loosen that. Okay. And then we can remove that servo. That is the nice thing about these rigs, is stuff is easy to swap out on them. So and we'll just install it onto this new piece. The only piece I'm questioning is the tab that goes to the rear servo, because I do glue those somewhat in place. So yeah, so this piece right here, a little hard to see, but I wonder. Put this piece of paper down. So yeah, these little pieces right here, because it's got this little tab that I glue in place. Yeah, so the next piece, and these would have screws in them. So this is the one servo horn that you will remove. So you don't loosen this, you'll remove the screw from here and then pop that off. Just like that, to the side. And you can remove that servo. Okay, and we'll install this onto the other one. I don't actually need it on this piece. So. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so once you're at this point, you have two options. So when I sent this piece to the guy that had the broken piece, I actually installed a new bar and stuff in here, so he didn't have to worry about that. But the way I normally do it, so you'll kick this to the side, and there's a little bar in here that will slide back and forth to remove the lid. And you essentially have to just get something small to kick it to the side. So if you have like a pin or something that you can just get in there and just push it just enough to where a little section will be popped out, and then turn those to the other side, grab it with the pliers, just slide it through, and then that pops off like that. And then we'll slide that pin back in to where it's supposed to go, because I'm actually going to be using that pin on this one. But the next part is removing the eyes, which just kind of pop off, just like so. And then same with these, they are just a pin. You can get that in. Pop it up enough. Pull that pin out. Okay. And then that comes off like that. Okay. And then we still have this piece back here. So yeah, like I said, I glued this little hook in. So I'm hoping I can get it off. So we're just gonna just use a little pressure with the razor blade. And yeah, that broke the glue, so that should maybe. Looks like I got a little glue inside there. Yeah, the piece I sent out, I sent a new one of that, but I think if he's able to get this out, he will be fine. Yeah, a little scraping. It should come out. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. I can pry it up just a little bit, get an angle. Okay, that piece is free, so I can actually install that into the new rig. And just make sure, you know, that hook part is going towards the back. And that should just slide down all the way. Then just take a little glue and just put it, just a little dab in there. Take that piece and just slide it into place, like so, and let that dry. Okay, so now I have this piece. Like I said, the piece I sent out already had that bar installed, but it doesn't take long to install that. Just let me warm up my hot iron and I will go over that. So right now I gotta remove these. And I just have to remove one of them, because once one of them is removed, the other one will just pop off. Well, actually you only need one, because it just pops out like that. Because that rig is technically still good, but because I've changed the design, I don't need it. Okay. So, take that piece, and my new ones are right here. Okay. Yeah, pretty much this is just kind of a extra thing that you guys get to watch, because this is all stuff that I do when I'm building the rig. So essentially you're getting a video watching me build a rig, and that's supposed to stay in there. Yeah, I'll place it there just to help set this piece. I'll put some nice pressure on it and then just melt those together. And technically I could probably print it with one of these on, but I do them separate. That way these are nice circles, especially when it comes to the top, because you'll have hanging filament when you're printing it. So, and I'll usually melt this back side, this front, and then the inside back side. Okay, and then we'll just do the same thing with the other clip. Just get it in place. Good, and just kind of melt those together. Okay, that's nice and warm. Okay, one thing I do have to do is these holes right here are a little tight when I first print, so I need to push a bar through those just to loosen them up a little bit, because sometimes the bars don't want to go in. So. Okay. There's that one. That one's a little stiff over here. Does not want to go through. There we go. Maybe. Come off the side. There we go. It's a little easier when I can actually push down on the whole rig. Yeah, like, because usually when I'm doing those, I do it without the servos, but those should be good now to install the I-rings. So, installing those, just like we did before. Just like when we pulled them off. You just place it in your position, and then just slide that pin through. That puts that one in place. And same for the other side. That don't want to go in. This hole is being a little frustrating. There we go. Just got a little snag. Okay, nice thing is those will still be measured the correct size. So next thing is reinstalling the eyes. Buff those up just a little bit. Okay. And I try to do pressure all the way around the ring with 4 fingers. That way it is on pretty good. Looks like it's a little uneven right there. Okay. Okay, that one's fine. And now we'll go to this other side. That one goes on a lot easier. So I think these ones I sanded a little bit on the inside. So, yep. Okay, and with that one, once I've got that pretty much centered up, I can just latch that back down. Okay, that one is good. So now, oh well, actually, never mind. Undo that. Okay, because we still have to install the pin. So kink those all the way to one side, whichever side you choose. And then we're gonna push this pin to one side all the way so we can install the eyelid. So we'll put that about right there. And then feed that. Some of these are a little tight, so that one start going. Boom. Okay. And then you just flip that down right into that servo easy link. Okay. And then we can actually line these back up so they're centered. And then push that back in. I may have to adjust that just a little bit because that servo looks like it's going a little to the left, but I may have pushed it on accident that way. So once I power it up, everything should go to its position. The eyelid, we're gonna shove that back till it's just covering the tops of those irises. And then screwdriver. We'll tighten that. Okay. And that's essentially how you would swap everything on that piece. Now say the servo goes out on the rear one. This piece, I glue this down with just a couple dots of super glue. So there's pretty much a spot here, 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 and here, which you could probably just slide a razor blade in there and pop it up. Okay. Okay, just like that. And slide that guy out. These do have some tape on them just to help with any movement in there. So that piece went with that. We can install it in the new one. Just slide that in. Boom. Okay, and then I can use the same piece. I have some sandpaper right here, actually, so just gonna get rid of some of that. Okay, that should be good. That'll allow me to re-glue it. So now, like sometimes it looks blurry, sometimes it doesn't. So now, and this video will kind of help you if, say, your servo ever goes out. And I need my tape. Yeah, when I put this down, I tape everything in place just so there's a little pressure on this cap. It's pretty easy to see where the cap goes. You got a pretty nice 90-degree, and then it curves in right here, which is this side. Okay. And once that's on there, just gonna apply some pressure. And just tape that down. And this will just hold that in place till that glue dries. But even right now, you can install this in. So you should take the one side, stick it in there, and then just a little pressure till it slides through. that cable so it's going under. And then take this bar, slide it through the pin right there, and then, you know, just use your fingers to even those out. I mean, you could put it on probably an edge of a desk or something as well, and then tighten that. It's a little off, actually. I think about right there. And that is the rig on its new chassis. So yeah, I mean, I am bummed about the broken piece on the other chassis, but I did send him a new one right away. Priority mailed it and everything, so yeah, I mean, that is the thing. These are fragile. They can break. Now with this new chassis, I don't know that there's too much that can break on them unless you do something really crazy with it, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the rig. I mean, you pretty much seen putting it together for the most part. I mean, the other part is literally just attaching the ball joints and whatnot. So